He is the weakest hunter alive. In a world where supernatural gates have opened across the earth and monsters pour through them every single day, humanity's only defense is hunters. Ranked by power from S down to E. And Sung Jin-Woo sits at the very bottom of that ranking. E rank. The absolute floor. So weak that other hunters openly laugh at him for even showing up. But on the day he enters a dungeon that should have been routine, he finds something inside that no other hunter has ever encountered. And from that moment, the rules of this world stop applying to him entirely. This is Solo Leveling, chapters 1 through 10, the arc that starts everything. I'm going to break down every major event, every power reveal, and the one detail in chapter 4 that most first-time readers completely miss, but changes how you understand the entire series. If this is your first time hearing about Solo Leveling, here is all you need to know. Gates to monster-filled dungeons appeared worldwide. And only people called hunters, born with supernatural abilities, can clear them. Sung Jin-Woo is a hunter, the weakest one in Korea. And this is the story of what happens next. The world of Solo Leveling runs on a simple hierarchy. Gates appear. Hunters clear them. The stronger the hunter, the more dangerous the gate they can handle. And the more money, fame, and power they accumulate. S-rank hunters are essentially celebrities. National assets. They move through the world like gods. And then there is Jin-Woo. E-rank. He takes the weakest possible dungeons, the kind that genuinely powerful hunters would not even bother entering, because it is the only work he can get. He does it to pay his mother's hospital bills. That detail matters. He is not doing this for glory or power. He is doing it to keep his family alive. When chapter 1 opens, Jin-Woo is part of a raiding party heading into what looks like a standard D-rank dungeon. The kind they have cleared dozens of times before. Except when the gate closes behind them, they realize immediately that something is wrong. The dungeon they have entered is not D-rank. It is something the system has never categorized before, a double dungeon, a hidden layer beneath the real dungeon, and what is inside it operates by completely different rules. The chamber they find themselves in is enormous. Stone statues line the walls. And carved into the floor at the center is a single message: prove your worth. Most of the raid party treats it as a puzzle. But when one member panics and breaks the silence the statues demanded, the chamber activates. Every statue moves at once. And the hunters begin to die. Jin-Woo watches people he knows get killed in seconds. He is E-rank. He has no business being alive in this room. But he keeps moving, keeps pulling injured hunters to safety, keeps making decisions that stronger hunters have stopped making. By the time the carnage ends, he is the last one standing. Barely. Bleeding out on the dungeon floor with no way out. Stop. Before I tell you what happens next, I want you to notice something. The system does not say you have been chosen. It says, a player who can only be seen by you has started. A player. Not a hero. Not a chosen one. A player in a game. And games have designers. That word. Remember it. Jin-Woo dies on that dungeon floor. Or more precisely, he comes as close to death as the story is willing to take him in chapter 1. And in that moment, this barely alive, lowest ranked, laughed at hunter. Something appears in front of him that no one else can see. A system interface. Like a video game. Health points, experience points, quests, levels. All of it floating in his vision like an overlay on the real world. The system gives him one immediate quest: survive. Complete it and he will be transported out. Fail and he stays in the dungeon until he dies for real. Here is the thing that makes this different from every other system awakening story in Manhwa. Jin-Woo does not immediately become powerful. The system does not hand him strength. It gives him a mechanism to earn it. He still has to fight. He still has to suffer. He still wakes up the morning after and drags himself to the gym at 4 in the morning to complete mandatory daily quests. Because failing them means stat penalties. Chapters 2 through 10 are the grind. And the author does something most writers in this genre skip entirely. He shows you every single step of it, every quest, every level. Every moment where Jin-Woo's body gives out and he pushes past it anyway. Not because he wants to be the strongest. Because his mother needs him to survive. By chapter 10, he is no longer E-rank in any meaningful sense. But nobody knows that yet. He still looks like the weakest hunter in Korea. He has just quietly become something else entirely. Here is what I think most people miss in these opening chapters. Solo leveling is framed as a power fantasy. And it is. But the reason it works, the reason readers get obsessed with it in a way that most manhwa do not replicate, is because the power is earned through humiliation, not granted through luck. Jin-Woo is not chosen because he is secretly special. He is not the descendant of a legendary hunter. He gets the system because he was in the right dungeon at the right moment and made a choice to keep moving when everyone else stopped. The system rewards effort, not destiny. And that single difference is why readers connect to him so deeply, because on some level, the fantasy is not what if I was born powerful. It is what if trying this hard actually worked. That is the emotional engine of this entire series. And it is all set up in chapter 1. But here is the thing about where chapter 10 leaves us. Jin-Woo has leveled up quietly and privately. While the entire hunter community still thinks he is E-rank trash. The next arc, chapters 11 through 25, is where the world starts to notice. And the moment that triggers that realization is one of the most satisfying reveals in the first 50 chapters. That recap is already uploading. Subscribe so you do not miss it. I will see you Thursday.